You find one, Dennis?
I found a little one.
A small one.
He's not a very big one, but he's a crappie.
I bet you he'd go in a lot of live wells.
What?
I said, I bet he would go in a lot of live wells.
Well, he's not going to go in this one.
No, he's not going in this one.
And it's
That's
hand
right.
size.
Yeah, that's right. That's a male. He's just out here in the middle. I don't think that's going to be a crappie. Not acting like a crappie. Acting like a white bass. Let's see what he is. Let's see what he is. A white bass. A white bass. Now that's something we don't catch a whole lot on Jimmy Houston Outdoors. We ought to catch more of them. They're a lot of fun to catch. Chris and I caught 1,000,000 of them when we were kids on Lake Tenkiller. We used to go fish for them all the time. Fishing Webster Lake near Stockton, Kansas. That's right, Stockton, Kansas. I fished this lake several times over the years. I've probably done more television shows in the state of Kansas than all of the other television show guys put together. Probably have. And that's kind of a nice white bass there. That's a good eating size fish right there. Those are good eating, no doubt about it. And they got wipers here, which is a cross between a white bass and a striper. And they've got stripers. And they got white bass. And we call them sand bass in Oklahoma, a lot of people. They're a lot of fun to catch, good eating. That size there is good eating. Now, you get them up around 3 pounds, they don't eat so well, but boy, they sure fight good. And they'll actually, on 10-killer a lot of times, those big ones will get up in the bushes, and you'll be running a spinnerbait across the top of the water like you're for bass fishing, and they'll jump out there and grab that thing like a bass, and you think you got a 2 or 3 or 4 pound bass, and you got a 2.5, 3 pound white bass. A lot of fun to catch, unless you're in a tournament and you're wanting to just catch. I'm seeing quite a few of those fish out here on my live scope, out in open water like that, and I think that's probably what most of them are. And probably a few drum in there too. Seeing a catfish or two every now and then. We're gonna kind of peruse these sticks. We're actually looking for crappie. I got my crappie magic jig and lucky minnow on there. Sickle tail lucky minnow, I believe is what I got on there. And that flat tail, whatever they call that one. I don't.
Fish on a scope, it was showing that. Those fish just come up.
He's seen them before he caught them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most all of them.
There's one. That might be a crappie. That might be a bass. Bass. It's a bass. It's a bass. Come here, baby. Oh, that's pretty nice one, about a 2-pounder.
Yeah.
I got my barb smashed down. He had a good chance to get away off that little jig. I had a little 16th ounce crappie magic on there. And he was up there off that rock shelf.
Yeah.
I think that's a crappie. Yeah, I believe that's what that is. I think it's a crappie. We're fixing to find
Look like
out.
a crappie.
No, another white bass.
What? Yeah.
Another white bass.
White bass.
White bass champion right here.
Yeah.
That was kind of small. I thought he was pulling pretty good for his size. He looked like a crappie out there to me when I first saw him.
Then you kept him about
He was
5, 6 foot underwater, Jimmy.
Yeah, he was right on that edge of that deal. He was about 2 foot deep. Yeah, he was.
He was a crappie until he wasn't.
He was a crappie till he turned into a white bass.
Oh.
There's one. That's big, whatever that is. He's peeling that line.
Like a walleye.
Is that a big walleye, you reckon?
Yeah.
That'll work.
Walleye or striper.
Catfish. He's
Oh,
pulling
when you-
line, whatever he is. That's the thing about fishing these little crappie magic jigs. You'll catch everything that swims in the whole lake.
Oh, when
Thought
you
he was going to come up and jump. Thought it was going to be a big bass. Look at him peel the line out. I got light line on here. I'll get him up here. I'll let you land him for me.
Yeah.
Might be a big catfish. Kind of feels like a catfish.
When you get through chasing him, I'll have you go back over here. I'm hung up.
Me too. I'm hung up too. Mine's got fins.
Yeah. I don't know. A big striper. A white hybrid.
least we want to see what he is. I don't
Could
really
be a
care if he gets
walleye.
off or not.
Could be a big walleye.
Peel in line again.
Either way. Carp.
A striper.
Hybrid. Yeah.
Hybrid.
Hybrid. Yeah.
Hybrid. I don't have a dip net. There you are, Dennis. You land him?
Yeah. Bring him over here. I need to release mine.
Nice striper.
Let's bring him over here.
That's a pretty light line now. Perfect.
I'm not mess with the line if I can.
Perfect, 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 perfect. Thank you. You
He's
did
going.
perfect. You did perfect.
Didn't quite get him landed. We got him loose anyhow. So.
That's about a 5-pound striper or hybrid. I'm not sure. I'm not a real expert.
Now.
Dennis is hung up back there. Took me an hour to land
Yeah.
that fish. Just about.
Still got a little bit of line left. So.
This is only like 6 or 8 pound test line on here. It's really small line. So I got the drag set so light. That was fun right there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'll just catch white bass and stripers.
There you go.
Not gonna be one of them lunkers like that other one was. Yeah, he's got a small mouth, but he doesn't have a brown body. He's got a white body. Golly, look at that jig. It's gone city. I don't even know if I can get it out. I might have to give him that one. Holy moly. It's way down in there.
As thin as he is, he looks like he should be eating.
I don't know how I'm gonna get my hook out. I want my hook back, buddy. I get it unhooked. I get it unhooked and I still don't know how I'm gonna get down there. I'm telling you, you know, we're not catching many fish. When we catch one, it looks like they eat it plumb to their belly. There, I got it out. A giant crappie. I hope that the size they're catching was bigger than that one. That one, you have to have little bitty fingers to hold it really close to the camera.
There
And
you
it's
go.
still a little teeny tiny crappie. There's another one. That's a little bit bigger crappie.
Yeah, a little bigger.
A little bit bigger, not a whole lot bigger. A little bit bigger. That brush pile there is only in about 6.5 foot of water, maybe 7. And that's one that we haven't found. It's actually, might be a little bass, another little white bass. Of course, a white bass, Jimmy. That white bass is in that brush pile. Golly, look at that. This bait is gone, city. I mean, gone. It's way down there. You can't even hardly get them out of there. They're so far down. They don't have a very big mouth anyway. That's really some good eating fish right there. That size right there especially. Probably couldn't tell a whole lot of difference in that and crappie. But I wouldn't bet on that. I wouldn't take that to the bank, sports fans. Brush pile's right there. You see it on the locator? I got the spot locked down. I'm trying to stay up above it. I'm trying not to let my jig get in it, make fish come out of it, because if you touch it, you're going to get hung up. There's quite a few fish swimming in and out of it. No wonder we haven't been able to catch them. They're all out here in the middle, around nothing. I mean, just right out here in the middle. I'm throwing it out there and letting it go all the way down to the bottom and just bringing it back in slow, just off the bottom. I mean, just off the bottom. That's an eating size crappie. Not a giant, but definitely an eating size. If we were eating, which we're not, that's in 7 foot of water. I'm talking no brush pile, nothing, just out there in wide open water. Just dragging my little crappie magic along. I'm actually trying to catch anything I can catch, to be honest with you, Dennis. I know we're calling it crappie fishing, but stripers, I'm surprised I hadn't caught a catfish. Or caught a largemouth, white bass, crappie, striper. Oh yeah, got me another white bass. Got me another white bass, I believe. I'm a white bass man. I'm a white bass man. I'm gonna tell you what, we'd have a pretty good bunch of fillets. We've been keeping all these little rascals. Especially fillets off that big striper. We've really been good. Those are actually pretty thick fillets there. Those wouldn't be too bad.